Cowboys with his first season as quarterback coach and the last 4 as the OC. As the OC, Moore was able to lead the Cowboys to top 10 finishes in points per game 3 times and even led the league in yards per game twice. Okay, Keyshawn, I know all things LA are very close to home for you, so you take this one very personally. So
No, I'm not a Chargers fan, so go ahead though, Molly.
Okay, but you're an LA fan, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Go Dodgers, go. Key,
I really do, man.
is this the right move for Herbert's career?
Well, I think it's the right move for Kellen Moore's career and Herbert's career. Okay, so here's what I say about this. You got a much better quarterback than Dak Prescott as far as skill set goes, the ceiling, everything you think about. It's a loaded offense, okay? When you look at Kellen Moore, a lot of people are going to say, well, he put Dak Prescott in bad situations at times. Yes, that is very true, but he also has shown the ability to coach quarterbacks less than in Cooper Rush, win games with guys like Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. So imagine what he could do with Herbert. Herbert was in this system his rookie season with Coach Anthony Lynn, very similar. So learning is not going to be a problem for him. It also helps Kellen Moore out. It also could potentially save Brandon Staley's job. If they do anything more than what they did this past year, the coordinator becomes something special. The head coach has gotten it right. He allows himself to buy some time. And now all of a sudden we're having a conversation, a real conversation as to what Justin Herbert is. He's not all padded stats. If he could just advance past the wild card round, because that's the conversation now. Can he evolve past the wild card round? Can he erase the mistakes in the second half that the offense put up 0 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars? This is all good for him and Kellen Moore as far as I'm concerned.
Let me say this, couple of things. Don't think for 1 second that it's going unnoticed by me that Mike LaFleur is in New York, didn't do a great job there, and he lands in L.A. with the Rams. And we got Kellen Moore, that once again couldn't get it done for the Dallas Cowboys. And he ends up upgrading from Dak Prescott to Justin Herbert. But a guy like Byron Leftwich wins a Super Bowl championship a few years ago, and this brother don't have a job. Don't think that escapes me, because it doesn't. Now let me say this. Keyshawn Johnson, Kellen Moore was on the Cowboys. And you just talked about how him departing the Cowboys is an upgrade. Interesting, Keyshawn.
At the quarterback spot.
Yeah. I'm just telling what you said. All right, I got that. All right. I'm looking at the Chargers offense, and it's amazing to me. I personally believe Brandon Staley should have lost his job. You got a 27-point lead at halftime in the divisional play in a playoff game on the road in Jacksonville. 27-point lead, and you blow it in a half. Oh, hell no. He'd have flew commercial home. He wouldn't have been on the charter. I'm trying to tell you right there, he'd have been gone. He'd been gone. All right? So it's interesting that these strenuous efforts have been displayed to save his job and to keep him employed. And obviously some people are going to look at it differently, and they're going to say, all right, he'll be fine. Here's what I'm thinking. You're the number 3 passing attack in the National Football League if you're the Los Angeles Chargers. You had the 30th ranked rushing attack with a guy like Eckler in the field, rushing for over 4.5 yards per carry. You had Justin Herbert throw the ball 699 times and barely ran the ball 300 times. So you're passing, you didn't utilize your running game. I guess Kellen Moore will exercise some level of balance or implement some level of balance for the Chargers. We'll see what happens. I certainly don't expect them to be worse. I just think he lucked up landing in this particular spot. That's how I feel about it, but it is what it is. I do think that it's the right move in terms of going to Justin Herbert, because I do think Justin Herbert is better than Dak Prescott, and I do believe that big things await him in his future. I don't know about that with Dak.
I like this move for the Chargers because, to me, the biggest problem with the Chargers offense this year wasn't a lack of willingness to run the ball. It was more that they couldn't run the ball effectively. But beyond that, the bigger problem was that they simply refused to push the ball downfield. Justin Herbert has one of the strongest arms in the NFL and consistently over the last couple of years ranked near the bottom of the league in average depth of target. So you bring in Kellen Moore, who did have Dak push the ball downfield more, use more play action on earlier downs, take more shot plays. They were more aggressive. So from that lens, I like it because to me it solves the Chargers' biggest problem under Joe Lombardi, which was its inherent conservatism on offense. Now, as far as Moore's record in Dallas, look, it wasn't perfect. There were some inconsistencies, up and downs. Obviously, that final game left Cowboys fans with a bad taste in their mouth. But over his years since 2019, I mean, they finished second in the NFL in points per game offensively, top 5 in just about every category. So while he wasn't perfect, he was pretty damn good at calling that offense. And if I was a Chargers fan, I would be optimistic about seeing some improvement on that side of the ball.
Why has he gone since he was pretty damn good? Why?
Because the Cowboys are, to me, I think they're desperate. I mean, they're handing play calling back to Mike McCarthy. Stephen A. Like, do you like that decision? This, to me, feels like a franchise that got embarrassed in the playoffs again and is just flailing for answers. But I also think this, the way this all played out with the mutual departure and Kellen Moore immediately announcing his job, seems kind of like he wanted to go to the Chargers, and I think we can all kind of see why.
Yeah,
And Key, what do you feel about that, Key? What do you feel about that?
Well, look, man, when you start talking about why is he gone, and we talked about this earlier, Stephen A., there's a lot of different reasons to why things don't work with coordinators and head coaches in teams and offenses. If I'm a head coach and I ask you simply, give me your best play on third down. Should we run this reverse right here? Should we do a flea flicker right here? And you tell me yes or you tell me no, and we're not aligned on the same thought process, and it goes wrong more times than it goes right, regardless to how great your offensive statistics has been over a course of time, you feel some type of way as a head coach. I've been around head coaches on the sideline, and I've watched one of my head coaches, famously Hall of Fame head coach, tell the offensive coordinator, bring your ass downstairs from the box, and I'll call the plays on the sideline, because he wasn't listening. He wasn't listening to what needed to be called, and our offense was prolific, but he wasn't calling it the way it needed to be called. So sometimes when you look at that on the Cowboy side, as well as on Brandon Staley's side, because their offense in I almost called him San Diego, in Los Angeles, certainly put points on the board. But like Mina said, they didn't take enough shots downfield. They went for it more times than not when they shouldn't have been going for it. But is that because Joe Lombardi was convincing the head coach we should do this? Or was it the head coach saying, I want to do this? And so now you got a butting of the heads. So sometimes we don't get this information because it's not out there in the public. But all in all, I do honestly think this is a Hail Mary in the air for Brandon Staley, much like it is for Mike McCarthy, to both try to salvage something and save their jobs, because the one guy that's linked to both of these teams has yet to accept the head coaching job. And if it's available in the future, you just don't know.
Interesting. Is this a better job, Keyshawn, real quick, for Kellen Moore to be the OC there than with Dallas?
I think so. Less pressure. It's less pressure because people like him, to my left, that guy, Stephen A.
Stephen.
Yeah, won't be harassing him nearly as much.
Bestseller.
Yes, yeah. New York Times bestseller. What show is he on? The soap opera?
General Hospital.
Yeah, General Hospital. The best on
NBA
General Hospital.
Countdown
NBA Countdown on ABC.
A versus the world.
On ABC, probably.
A lot of shows.
You know what's so
I'm
sad?
talking about you.
Keyshawn, we're actually complimenting him, and he couldn't hear us. That's so sad.
Check this out, y'all. For the last 2 damn minutes, I didn't hear anything y'all said because my IB went out, and no one told y'all.
Nice.
No one.
I said you're great, is what I said.
We literally just kept complimenting.
I really enjoyed these last 2 minutes.
I don't believe Keyshawn said that. I don't believe that.
We really did.
Listen, I believe he feels that way. He just never admitted.
No, I said you're great.
He would never admit it to me.
They'll send you the sound. You'll get, and if they don't send you the sound, if they don't send you the sound, I'm sure somebody will hear that you didn't get the sound.
That's right. But I mean, if it's a compliment, I'm definitely gonna look that up. I'm gonna Google that. I'm going to Google that.
You should
I'm
Google
gonna
it.
that. I don't get those from Keyshawn much. You know what I'm saying? I
Stephen
don't get
A.
those.
Definitely Google it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.